The 7 things you should be talking about today. Number 7.
President Donald Trump has named Dan Bongino the next deputy director of the FBI in a Truth Social post celebrating the former Secret Service agent and ex-Fox News host as a patriot with incredible love and passion, who will support FBI Director Kash Patel in revitalizing American justice. By the way, stay tuned. Kash Patel comes up a lot. Trump highlighted Bongino's educational achievements, a master's in psychology wow, he had a master's in psychology. I did not know that. And an MBA from Penn State. And he also has a law enforcement tenure that we did know about with the NYPD and the Secret Service. He's emphasized that he is ready to leave his thriving podcast to serve, a move Bongino acknowledged with thanks to Trump, Pam Bondi, and Kash Patel on X. The move is yet another move to show that Trump voters are getting exactly what they wanted from this administration.
Number 6.
President Donald Trump told GOP governors in Washington that could be a major Republican surge in 2026, bucking trends. This will be a break from the norm where presiding parties lose ground thanks to a record $608 million raised right after defeating Kamala Harris, with Republicans clinging to a 3-seat House edge and facing 22 Senate seats to defend out of 35 up for election. Trump vowed to increase our margins, quote, by a lot, end quote. Redirecting funds originally is supposed to be for a third term. Get it? Yeah. Come on, what are we talking here? He's not actually going to do that. But let's be clear here. This would be a major undertaking. Okay? This would be a major undertaking for them to win. And he's joking about the third term. Stop pretending he's being serious about running for a third term. He's joking.
Number 5.
This was one of my favorite stories from over the weekend. State Senator Sam Gavin, my state senator, Republican out of Huntsville, took to social media to correct the Blaze's Daniel Horowitz, who wrongly claimed that a bill that passed out of committee in the Alabama State Senate, the Second Chance Act, would release murderers. Gavin clarified that the bill approved by the Alabama Senate Judiciary Committee the previous day limits resentencing petitions to nonviolent offenders sentenced to life without parole before May 26, 2000. He noted that murder is a violent offense, so no, murderers are not eligible here. Their argument is that if you were sentenced to life in prison for a crime that since then they've changed the sentencing for, that maybe it's not fair that you be in there forever. To me, this is like a 1 on a scale of 1 to 10 of things I care about. But I do understand that it's a little unfair in the whole thing. So, okay.
Number 4.
Alabama's U.S. Representative Mike Rogers, out of Sacs, Smackdown from Sacktown, has teamed up with Representatives Chip Roy of Texas, Mike Lee of Utah, the senator there, to push the Defund Act, a bold move to dismantle America's relationship with the United Nations by cutting all financial support and participation, which they decry as voluntary. The $18 billion annual drain on funding a bunch of anti-Israel bias and coercive policies through agencies like the UNRWA and the UNFPA. I tell you what those organizations are, but look, here's the reality is those are basically terrorist fronts. That's how they've turned out to be. You'd be in the Palestinian area, and you would basically be watching UN people participating in October 7th. So just a real mess here. Defund the UN.
Number 3.
Republican town halls across the country have been bombarded by malcontents screaming at them about Elon Musk, Donald Trump, DOGE, Social Security, and various other issues these people do not understand. The media has gleefully used these moments to suggest that people that voted for President Donald Trump wanted more of President Joe Biden's policies, and they're surprised by what they're getting. That, to me, doesn't make any sense, but it seems to be the argument that our friends in the media are making. Buyer's remorse, they say. I don't see it, but okay. In an effort to get in on some of this action, there are a series of demands for town halls for members for Congress. There's even a petition for U.S. Representative Dale Strong, a Republican out of Monrovia, to hold a town hall. The same strategy was used during Trump's first presidency, requiring the media to shelve their talk of unacceptable tone, taking over American politics and leading them to embrace the new tone.
Number 2.
Days after United States Senators Katie Britt and Tommy Tuberville asked new FBI Director Kash Patel to fill out the positions at a new facility in Huntsville, a new FBI facility in Huntsville, Kash Patel announced that he will do just that. On his first day as FBI Director, Kash Patel revealed to senior officials his intent to relocate 1,000 employees from Washington to various field offices, including 500 to Huntsville, Alabama, and Redstone Arsenal, where HQ2 is. This fulfills his vision to shrink the D.C. presence and boost local crime efforts. Birmingham could use some of these police officers. Maybe we get some down there. The move praised by President Donald Trump, who predicted Patel would be the best ever director, comes amid Democratic fears that his loyalty to Trump and past threats to target adversaries could come to reality. Probably good reason to fear that.
And now time for the number 1 thing you should be talking about today.
Federal employees received an Office of Personnel Management email spurred by Elon Musk requesting approximately 5 bullets of last week's achievement by Monday night, with Musk warning on X that failing to reply could mean resignation, despite the email lacking such a threat and OPM's February 5th guidance labeling mass email responses explicitly voluntary. The bureaucracy is a mess, and the bureaucracy is weird, and the bureaucracy operates in a way that nobody else operates. It's actually kind of funny. I was watching a couple videos of government employees who went on social media to complain about this kind of stuff. I'm reporting this as phishing. Another one said that, what, am I supposed to check my email over the weekend? I do. Emily checked her email when she was at dinner with her husband for his birthday or Christmas or something. I don't remember what it was. But he probably doesn't either because she ruined it with work talk. But this is what happens. This is what goes on. In the real world, you check your email. And for some reason, in the government, you're not supposed to check your email when you're off the clock. I hear this all the time. Oh, you're not paying me to work on the weekends. Oh, okay. All right. Like what? Like the radio station could just go off for like 20 hours on some random weekend and no one's going to notice? Is that what you're suggesting? That could just happen? And then I could just say, oh, well, it doesn't matter because the radio station would offer 20 hours. What am I supposed to do something about it on the weekend? That's dumb. Agencies like the FBI, Defense Department, Homeland Security quickly directed their staff to delay responding, highlighting legal and procedural confusion. Well, the American Federation of Government Employees, Everett Kelly, slammed the request as baseless and intimidating to civil servants with job protections. Stop whining, guys. Nobody wants to hear your whining. Right now, Elon Musk is coming off like the bad guy, but you guys whining like this is slowly going to flip that, no question. The clash revealed a rift between Musk's aggressive efficiency push and federal norms. Good God, stop talking like this. Oh, the federal norms are not being honored. Yes, that's the play here. There's worker anger and uncertainty as unions vowed to challenge any fallout, with some fearing the responses might be misused rather than fostering accountability. Every time they do something to federal workers, I feel bad for the federal workers. And then the federal workers respond, and I think to myself, I don't feel so bad. I'll just be honest. I just go in and find my wife, and I'm like, this is your fault. And I turn around and walk away, and people are like, and she's like, why'd you say that to me? I was like, you know what you did. But we'll talk a little bit more about that as we move through the program here today. You can jump in here if you are so inclined. 205-545-9950. Get your questions in for 10 with him. And don't forget, we've got J-Town coming with us here in just a couple minutes. We'll talk with him about some of the stuff going on with the new FBI director, the deputy director, my best friend Dan Bongino. All these things will be fun conversations, no question, as we have them right here on the fastest hour of radio anywhere on your radio dial.
You're listening to News and Views with Dale Jackson.